Good morning, heartache. You won't satisfy. Good morning, heartache. Thought I said goodbye to you last night. Let me get across the street. I tossed and turned till the morning comes. Good morning, heartache. What's new? Shout out to Billie Holiday. Rest in peace, sister. It's your man Rico. Rico, the opinion is OPINIONIST. Rico, the opinion is. Get on over to my YouTube channel, y'all. Get on over to my YouTube channel. Get on over there. Thank you for those of you who are subscribing, because we're going to get to that 1,500 subscribership. Because that's our goal, because we're going to turn into the Rico, the Opinionist podcast. Yeah. And glad to have y'all there so we can have some really in-depth conversations and, some other stuff. Just, y'all get to talk to me, really talk to me. I don't mind a good conversation. I just don't want to talk to people about this. Now, if you saw me in the mall, saw me at a festival, you saw me anywhere, saw me in Walmart, I just I prefer you not to ask me anything. Ask me about anything I talk about on social media. Nope. Just say, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. But no. But hey, can I ask you about what you said? No, you may not. And if you do, there's, the Cash App is there. Each question, $300. Follow-up questions, $150. If you're not prepared to pay $300 to ask me a question, if it's just so pressing, don't bring up nothing I say on social media. Yeah, I've monetized my opinions. Yeah, my person and my time. Because I used to, back in the day, I used to, when I was a student at Grambling State University, I used to actually stop and talk to people. And before I understood that everything is a business, any and everything can be monetized, I didn't know that. I was just putting my thoughts out there, especially in my own campus newsletter. I used to write stuff in the Grambling Night too. I was never like a part of the staff. I was just a regular student submitting opinions to the opinion page of the Grambling Night, our school newspaper back then. And whenever I wrote, people would stop. If it's something they disagree with, here I am on my way to class. Rico, can I ask you something? Can I talk to you? And I'm thinking that I at least owed them a conversation about what I wrote, right? That's how I was always trying to be fair. It was, I don't like what you said about my pastor, my religion, my fraternity, my sorority, or my professor, or and I was standing there and actually let them have their say. Now, I'm on my way to class now. And here I am. And so, because first of all, just going in. And so, I've had this back and forth. I get to class 5-6 minutes late, kind of shaking a little bit, because I just got, had this back and forth. I said, wait a minute. And after a while, I said, I don't owe them this. Yeah, and then I learned, I said, black people have no interest in no goddamn solutions. And for me, I said, they have no interest in actually having no solution, to want to talk, to come to a solution, or agree to disagree. They just want to tell you what you shouldn't have said there. Or maybe you could say it like this. Then I realized that, wow. And let me tell y'all something. When I took on that stance of I don't have to answer your questions. I don't owe you shit. This is my goddamn opinion. But if you're not careful, man, people will think that you're supposed to be held accountable to their feelings. F your feelings. And so that's when I monetized my newsletter. Yep. I started asking for donations. And then it got up to, hey, if you want a newsletter, give me $1. So anybody went to Grambling want to know why I started, I'll say accepting donations. But you charging, I can't charge. I need a business license. I knew that back then. I can't sell anything without a business license or permit back then. But I do accept donations. They said, okay, so you're saying it's free? I said, of course it is. 25 cents. But that's not free. I said, I'm accepting donations. They want to play that game. So it went up from 25 cents, then went to 50 cents. Then I went flat out, just give me $1. I would print out like 300 or 400 of my newsletters at least twice in a month. So let me tell y'all something. A man who was living off campus, that in 90 was that. And shit, I moved off campus, I think in spring of 90. Something like that. Moving off campus. But This is like 92, 93, because my newsletter, 92. So yeah, 92, 93 is when I started my newsletter. I started my whole writing and sharing my opinions on that campus. And yeah, it blew up. So yeah, and the people who ask me, hey, Rico, can I ask you about this? Where your newsletter at, man? Where your newsletter, bro? I got to have one, man. Oh, man, when's the next one coming out? I had to learn. I wasn't a business major, but I had some level of common sense. Damn, there's a demand. I have to supply the demand. And what they demand is my opinions. So I learned to monetize it. So I said all that to say, if you see me anywhere, don't ask me shit about what I say on social media. Nowhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, my YouTube channel, ask me jack. Unless you're prepared to pay my $300 per question fee at that moment. $ Rico Rivers, MSW. And $150 per follow-up question. And because I don't have conversations nowhere about what I talk about. You know, if you want to have a conversation, 3 or 4 of y'all, that's called a panel discussion. And my speaking fees start at $5,000 and go up. So if y'all really want to talk about it, do y'all think it's something I said that's so incredulous? Get at me. Or scandalous, get at me. Start at $5,000, because if the demand is so great, you pay it, right? Yeah, you buy Jordans, you pay for Beyonce tickets, you pay for going to sporting events, so hell, why not? But anyway, let me get to this topic. I'm gonna have to find someone I can really sit down and talk to y'all, because I don't want to be walking and talking. This is my morning stroll that I do, particularly on the weekend, because it's so nice out here. But have y'all been paying attention to all the nonsense that's going on as it relates to deportation and immigration and ICE and all of that? I have. And now they've been having these protests and these violent clashes with the police and ICE, the ICE squad and police and the president is finally sending out the National Guard to Los Angeles, and they're acting a damn fool. I'm gonna take my time with this. I hope you got a minute. Where should I start? This shit is crazy. And it says, and my question is, hey, Democrats, illegal immigrants is illegal. And for those of you who vote Democrat, you worship Democrat, you put all your eggs in one Democratic basket, yeah. I don't hear anything from y'all. Y'all always talking about where the Trump supporters at and those who vote for Trump. We hear y'all, but I don't hear y'all. Those of us who are independents, we don't hear y'all. Y'all been silent on all the nonsense. So y'all okay with someone being able to just break into the country and just be given, and then a Democratic Party gives them all of the goddamn resources, and they can send them straight to the the low to middle income black neighborhoods? Y'all okay with that? It's weird. And I know the white Democrats are okay with it, because they're not sending them to send these illegals when they come in and bust them and ship them everywhere. When they house them in these sanctuary cities that's mainly Democratic run states, and cities, they don't send them to the white neighborhoods. They don't even send. They always send immigrants to the black people's neighborhood. Y'all ain't picked up on that yet? Even when they come in there, they ain't got nothing but the bags in their hands and the rags on their backs. But somehow they got a business. Somehow they got free housing. Somehow they got a card. Somehow now they're illegal now. How the fuck they get driver's licenses? But y'all hadn't said nothing about that. And I'm still looking at the city of Chicago. How come I didn't hear? Now Chicago's supposed to be one of the blackest cities in America. But it was just that one neighborhood that's in Chicago that was raising all the hell in those city council meetings, county commission meetings. But all them black folks in Chicago, you mean y'all was so, oh, wait, slow down, mother lover. All them folks, all them black people in Chicago, and all the time we saw on TV was those people from those neighborhoods where they shipped out all those illegals and gave, and that little sorry mayor y'all got, sorry mayor, yeah, I think it's a plant. They say progressive, yeah, that's your city is going down the tube. These progressive mother lovers, they ain't worth the damn. They ain't worth the damn. When they say they're progressive politicians, that means LGBT and feminism. And I wouldn't doubt it that Brandon Johnson is part of the elemental P community, because he's definitely a robot. And all y'all black folks that live in Chicago, all y'all hundreds and thousands of black folks, I didn't see none of y'all come to their rescue or even join in. It got so bad they had to paint Chicago red. They have a crew, a few outspoken ones in Chicago. They call them, I guess, painting the town red or going Republican. That's how bad it got, because two black folks in Chicago, even you Negroes that live in suburbs, y'all sit there and let those people y'all let them just get railroaded, and y'all didn't say a word. Millions of black folks in Chicago, and that one neighborhood had to literally fight for itself. Y'all want to talk about Wakanda. Man, get the fuck out of here. And so, I'm looking at all these so-called protests of people literally fighting. Now, I'm trying to speak slowly. Okay, you escaped your country to come over here illegally, because America does have a process that you can go through. This country has never been against anyone coming over here, per se. Especially if they look, European, look white. But there is still a process. And those who sneaked across all the borders, from California down to Texas, swam across, jumped the fence, crawled the wall, or whatever, that's called breaking and entering. And then, but that seemed to go over people's heads. Now, we've seen plenty of videos when people have broken and entered people's homes, and they got that AK up their ass. They got the dog sicked on their ass. They ran out the house with bullets falling behind them, or they laid in the house dead. Because they said, well, they shouldn't have broken and entered those people's homes. So how come Democratic Party is okay with these illegal folks breaking and entering into this country? They didn't want to call them refugees or migrants or some shit. Are y'all insane? Am I seeing things wrong here? Illegal. And then you have AOC. You have these black lady congressmen and Jasmine Crockett and Hakeem Jeffrey. You have all these weird ass, suspect ass, white liberal Democrats and these black Greek affiliated and Boule affiliated black politicians that's supposed to be representing the interests of black folks, but they are really, really showing their ass for these illegal immigrants. Y'all let me know when I start lying. Y'all sitting here thinking Hakeem Jeffries is the next this and Westmoreland is the next that. These Negroes are bought and paid for pawns. But y'all want all of us to look at what Trump and Elon Musk is doing. Okay, great. We can look at that too. But how come y'all never look at what the fuck these Democrats are doing? They are literally putting a boot of black folks' ass. No, they're not even doing that because they have to pay attention to you to put a boot up your ass. That is weird. And y'all have full conversations and don't even mention this shit. I find that amazing. But you want to send shit all day long. Look what Trump doing in there. Look what Elon Musk is doing. Y'all doing everything in your power to ignore what the actual damage that your own party is doing to you. They're literally telling you, shut the fuck up about reparations. Shut up about equality, you Negroes. We're trying to get these votes. We're trying to get these folks in here to replace you. Because, see, they're not going to forget what happened in 2024. They're literally trying to get these folks in to replace the black vote because they're mad that a lot of black folks have finally woken up and said, you know what? We've been voting the same shit for 60 years. And we still don't have shit to show for it. A lot of black folks stayed home in 24. A lot of black folks voted other. They voted independent, they voted Republican. Not because they're Republicans, They voted because they're like, you know what? It can't be worse than what the fuck we've been getting, which is nothing. And y'all just can't understand that. There are a lot of us who woke up, but I ain't trying to hear this shit. We're gonna go to, a lot of black folks stayed home. A lot of black folks voted other people. And a lot of y'all are mad about it. But then y'all not paying attention to the reason why. They're out there literally, what's this big husky broad up north, and then that Negro mayor from Newark, Rakasa or Akata, whatever the fuck his name is. They right here talking about, and Jasmine Crockett's another one. You know, we're a nation of immigrants. They immigrants, we all immigrants. My people, Jasmine Crockett, shut the fuck up, by the way. Ain't nobody gonna never tell. When y'all gonna tell her to finally shut the fuck up and get enough glue for her lace front? But it's amazing. Y'all don't see none of that. I don't see none of your Facebook posts talking about how the Democrat Party is literally in y'all face fighting for illegals. When the last time they fought for y'all, for reparations, for funding for your community? I mean, billions of dollars that they voted to send to Ukraine. And trying to get, giving driver's license. These are Democrats. Driver's license to illegals. In Chicago and New York. And in Colorado. Giving them free houses. $10,000 on debit cards. $5,000 plus in food stamps. And giving them buildings that black folks have been saying, hey, can we have this vacant building so we can do this? And your city local government denied you. Still denying you. But all of a sudden, they're taking those same empty schools and making them out of luxury apartments for illegals. Are y'all kidding me? See, there are a lot of people from all over the world in this country who went through it the right way, came through the front door, like you're supposed to. And y'all talking about, well, what about the birthright? Well, birthright, y'all go back and look at history, look at the Constitution. All that shit that illegals are trying to benefit from, that was for black people. That birthright shit was for us, for enslaved Africans. And Africans who gave birth to children while enslaved, well, they made sure that they were legitimized because they were under plantation owners. They wasn't for everybody else. You understand this shit? It's just like this civil rights shit. That wasn't for everybody. Had a white woman. What's that white woman's name? That conservatives hate because she tell the truth. She's the broken clock that's at least correct. Tell the right time at least a couple times a day. What's that white woman's name they can't stand? She's a blonde white woman. And she said it on national TV to George Stephanopoulos. Civil rights was for black people. This country owes black people. She didn't say black disenfranchised people of color. She said black people. And you can't get a black politician to say that shit for nothing. A black Democrat to say that shit for nothing. Look, we already know black conservatives ain't shit. We already know about that. But I want y'all to concentrate. What about a black conservative? Y'all heard me tell you that they ain't shit. They're a bunch of cream puff, bootleg, can't stand them. There's a couple of them that's cool. But most of them, they ain't shit. And some of them that y'all call conservatives are not. They're conservative in their values, like our grandparents. But a lot of them are a bunch of little squirmy little turncoat little bastards. But y'all need to, okay, we got that established. But when the fuck we gonna talk about these slimy ass Democrats? Malcolm X taught us. You got the wolf and the fox. See, we know the wolf is, y'all call him Trump, you call him Elon, you call him Republicans, you call all that, because they come with the teeth showing, I'm gonna eat you up and kill your ass. But the fox is the one that come in with this sly grin. That's the fox. And y'all let the fox into the hen house all day long. And then he walk out, and the fox will walk up to the hen house and tell y'all, I'm a vegetarian. I don't even eat meat. It give me gas. So I can come in there and I can go in there. I help y'all even watch these chickens. Them wolves, I'm telling you, I better watch that old wolf. He come out there, then 30 minutes later, he come out there, belching up chicken feathers. I'm gonna see y'all later. 4 hours here's enough watching them chicken. I'm gone. You come in there, chicken guts splurred all over the goddamn chicken coop. And then you still shocked. Oh my God, a wolf must have snuck in here. That's how silly we are. Malcolm X taught us about this shit. Come on, Neely Fuller. Racism, white supremacy. If you don't understand it, or its agenda, its purpose, everything you see would only confuse you. And black folks in this Democratic Party shit it's unbelievable. They can literally, a Democrat can literally sell black folks some swampland up in Oregon. Shit. And say, hey, it sprouts a lot of good tomatoes. So, but anyway, now you got all these goddamn Democrats coming all on the news talking about due process. What the fuck you mean? I keep asking y'all this question. None of you Negroes, none of you white liberals, none of you black liberals, none of you can answer me this question. Especially black folks, because white folks, Elijah Muhammad already told us who these people are. So I don't have to ask them questions I already know the answer to. Y'all know. But I want to ask you, my fellow black American, foundational black American who love this Democratic Party. Can you take your black ass to sneak your black ass into Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, any country, and they give you $10,000 a month, $5,000 of food stamps, free housings, give you a drive? I mean, just treat you like a really treasured guest, even though you broke into that country. First of all, you had to get past them armed guards to get your ass in there. Right? And no one will ever answer me that question. Can you, Negro? So why in the hell you tax dollars that we demand that they use on us never gets used on us, but you use it in our face on illegals? I'm going to keep saying illegals because y'all don't seem to understand what illegal. Y'all seem to understand what illegal is if it's something that a Republican does or that a black male does. Y'all understand what illegal means then. But when it comes to these white-looking invaders, intruders, and trespassers, y'all don't seem to understand what illegal is because y'all listen to the Democratic weirdos. Their job is to make money and keep their living. And everyone needs to understand. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to keep saying this. Understand these two words: benign neglect. Benign neglect. Google it, fool. Because benign neglect is practiced by all politicians when it comes to black people, especially black Democrats. You go to your Negro Democrat and say, so why do you always practice benign neglect with black people? What that means is they all understand. It's unwritten and sometimes flat out told. You are never, ever, I'm going to use my Dr. Claude Anderson voice. You are never, ever, ever supposed to say anything for or do anything for black folks. Never. And so when they're running to get your vote, they say, yeah, and black people this, I'm going to do it for black people. Then as soon as they get their ass in office, people of color, marginalized people, LGBT, trans, disadvantaged people, they never say black again. Except when Jasmine Crockett's saying in a very condescending way as if she's thumbing her nose to white folks. Now, my folks built this motherfucker. Y'all please don't tell me I'm not the only one who sees this. Y'all gotta be kidding me, right? And so they're literally having clashes with ICE. And Hakeem Jeffries, let me tell you something. That Negro is nothing like his daddy or grandfather, Dr. Leonard Jeffries. He is nothing. Well, I'll tell you, this new generation of blacks from great people, y'all such a disappointment. You know, imagine, man, I would hate to see the grandson or granddaughter of Dr. John Henry Clark talking in nonsense. Or the son of, what's my man name? Damn, they killed him at 20 years old, Black Panther. Chairman, God damn, they did a movie on him. But his son doesn't talk like that. His son is a real one, hence why they keep fucking with him. Fred Hampton. You know, it's weird. So, but they understand. They look all the robots, and all these Negroes always trying to buck and run. I'm gonna run for state representative. I'm gonna run for congressman. As soon as they get in there, you'll hear nothing else from them. Can they get in there and become part, as Kwame Brown always says on his podcast, become a part of the go along, get along gang. And it is. They run in groups. They get initiated. And they look at you in your face, and all they offer you, black folks, is dances and galas. Whenever you go to the White House, it's for a dance or a gala. Not to talk policy, not to demand reparations, not to demand monies to help your cities come up or help your group come up. No. They only talk money and power with Asians, homosexuals, whites, and Jews, and Hispanics. Black Democrats never talk power and money to black folks. Y'all ain't never picked that up. So here again, these motherfuckers out here literally, that Negro, what's the name, Baraka? What was that Negro name? New York, that little shithole town that he's a mayor of. And he's a Democrat, so it's automatically a shithole city. And that thick, hefty, fat chick that was fighting through the ice, really fighting and wrestling with them, a damn congresswoman, fighting. They went to an ICE facility. Let us in there. We want to inspect it. Let us in there. I mean, they doing all kinds of stuff. I had never seen this kind of advocacy done for black people. And these folks come out of black districts fighting for these illegals. They've never stood up and fought for black folks like this, but they ain't. And please don't ask me, what you think Republicans supposed to do, Rico? What about Republicans? Remember, we don't vote Republican, remember? We vote at 95 to 97% Democrats. So ask me now, it's not expected for Republicans to do nothing for us, correct? Because we don't vote for them. They the devil. They racist white folks, remember? So don't ask me that stupid shit. How about this? I'm finna throw y'all a bone. Y'all remember, y'all, of course you remember when Trump invited those 59 racist son of a bitches from South Africa and called them refugees, and rightfully so, we got upset. Should have been. I didn't like that either. I didn't. I said, goddamn, dude, you don't want to be called a white supremacist or racist, but you do shit like this. No, Trump, that wasn't cool, bro. That wasn't cool at all. I didn't approve of it. I thought it sucked. You know, and I even did, y'all don't even know, I can even send y'all the tweet. I tweeted Elon Musk when he was talking about the white South Africans. He said they're being victimized. And I told him, I said, look, man, this when he was still over Doge. I said, look, you don't want to be called a white supremacist. No, you don't like it. So stop acting like it. Do your job and clear out the nonsense with Doge. And number two, how the hell are colonizers are now victims? That's just a tweet. If you want to see it, just say, Rico, let me see that tweet. I'll go on my Twitter account and try to find it. And I did. I tweeted him a couple of times about his bullshit. So y'all right here thinking that we're sitting by and thinking this shit is cool. No, we don't think it's good. There's some things we disagree with. But y'all won't ever point out anything that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris did. That's why we ain't got the answer to you motherfuckers. I ain't have to tell y'all that. For those of you thinking, man, Rico never say nothing about Trump. But number one, I don't have to have him all on my timeline, beating him up and attacking him, because y'all do it enough all day long. I don't join the crowd. If anyone knows me, you know I've never followed the crowd. I always do my own thing. I'll never follow the crowd, so I ain't got to do that to appease you. Hit my cash out. I'll tell you what, if y'all want me to see some things, if y'all want to see some stuff on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook page, you want to see me put more Trump, Trump criticisms on my page? If you're interested in seeing that, those of you who probably ain't said it, but it's on your mind, hit my cash app. $50. Each one said, Rico, what's your thought about this with Trump? Cash at me $50. I'm telling you, I got it. Because I have opinions about a lot of stuff, but I owe y'all that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hear me talk about Trump, cash at me. $ Rico Rivers, MSW. But right now, I talk about what the fuck I want to. Just like y'all do, right? So, here's the deal. And this is very important. See, when I talk, I'm trying to get y'all to see things that y'all pretend that y'all don't see. Or you see, you don't know how to express it. Well, that's why I'm here. On my page. So, and by the way, I have to warn a couple of folks. Don't come on here saying some weird stuff on my page. You will be blocked and deleted. I don't mind opinions. If I put a post up, I need you to attack the post. Because any personal comments directed towards me, you already blocked. I don't care who you are. Because I don't deal with Trump derangement syndrome on my page. So none of them, I don't deal with it. You're blocked. You're gone. So don't even try. I'm let you know. You already. You go in there. It might last until I see it. Then when I see it, you wonder like, damn, I don't see none of Rico shit no more. You blocked. So I don't be worried about that shit, like I said, because there's more people, believe it or not, waiting to come on. You just taking up space for people who really want to be there. So throwing shots at me, what you think you know about me, you thinking what you think you know about my political leanings, I told you, I'm an independent. I voted Democrat for years and I also voted Republican. But y'all know the only Republican I ever voted for is Trump. I ain't never vote for no damn Republican candidates. That's all. And in the future, I'll vote independent candidates. I don't vote no damn Democrats. Because I know Democratic Party is not for masculine men. The Democratic Party is for LGBT. The Democratic Party is for illegal immigrants. The Democratic Party is for breaking up families. They like to see two mommies and two daddies. They don't like to see a man and a woman running a household. They don't like to see that. Because when you put a man and a woman together, that means power. And it goes against what they're about. They like to keep sexual and psychological confusion going on. But no, they don't give no, black men don't benefit. Heterosexual masculine black men don't benefit on no damn and race loyal black men don't. We don't benefit on no damn Democratic Party. So why the fuck would I vote for any of their policies? But I digress. So back to these protests. I said it takes a lot of damn nerve. And to you folks out there protesting with these people, I'm gonna tell you something that doesn't make sense to me. Now, you fled Honduras. Now, let me go back. I went through with the Trump thing. All right, I'm going to take my time because my mind gets to spinning and I start talking. But I'm going to go back. I want y'all to really get all of this. Trump did that and I didn't care for it. I thought it was, I'm like, wow, really, bro? And that shit went on the way when he got his ass, as Kwame Brown would say, draws kicked up his ass for that silliness. But let me tell y'all something that y'all pretended y'all didn't see. See, y'all want to say Trump is the racist. I'm not here to defend. I'm here to compare and contrast. That's what I do. But y'all take it. He defended Trump. I don't give a fuck. Y'all don't hit my Cash App for me. If you want to control my speech, hit my Cash App. Start at $100 and up. But till then, fuck y'all. Those of you who are upset about some of the things I say. Or everything I say. I remember watching on CNN up to 13,000 black folks from Haiti coming to the border. It was so wild that for the first time at that border, I had never seen anybody black, anybody, no Hispanic, no Latino, ever chased down and corralled by those border patrol. Biden is president now. Keep this in mind. Never saw that. Never saw him hunted down and chased down. I said, wow, damn, what the fuck going on? And I didn't know, they never showed such heavy coverage of the border. So when those up to 13,000 black folks came all the way from Haiti. Now, mind you, let me set this up. They always want to call these other people refugees and escaping tragedy and escaping here, trying to get here for a better life. All right. But did y'all know what happened? See, I pay attention to shit. 2 days before they arrived at the Texas border, all around the state, two things had occurred. British armies, soldiers had come into the country, the island of Haiti, to try to quell a lot of the British funded and European funded guerrilla groups and armies, for going out there fighting and causing chaos and killing people in Haiti. But a bunch of group of black Haitians who just act wilding out and shit, shooting up people, robbing and looting and all kinds of shit, raping and pillaging. That shit was going on in Haiti. Number two, an earthquake out of this world has shook the island upside down. Buildings torn down, ground upheaval, cement shit everywhere. Deaths going on. That had just happened 2 days as they were marching to get over to Texas. Now, that sounds like a group of people who qualified to be fleeing destruction and pestilence. I saw something that I'd never seen before under the Biden-Harris administration. Those 13,000 black folks, you see the African blood coming through their fingernails. Come on, somebody. That DNA, that melanin, that God melanin was so popping. These are real black folks. And guess what your boy Joe Biden did in his Democratic administration? They helicoptered those folks in one day, all of them back to Haiti, to for sure death and poverty and destruction. But guess who they didn't send back to Mexico and Venezuela and Honduras and El Salvador? Those white-looking Hispanics. So, people were rightfully so upset about these 59 white folks who are those Afrikaners, but y'all ain't had nothing to say about Biden sending back those, goddamn, Ann, how you get up there? Those Africans, and he's never had a problem, made any trouble for those white-looking Hispanics to come over. Y'all didn't see that? See, that's what I'm saying. Y'all pick and choose what is racist and what isn't. It's weird. But thank God I can see all the BS. I was upset about what Trump did, and I was really upset about what Joe Biden did. But y'all don't see it. Y'all ain't seen it. Y'all saw it. I saw a couple of Facebook posts, but y'all didn't go in on Biden and Harris. But y'all went in on Trump. I mean, every news cycle, and the white media too. Now, CNN showed it. I think Fox talked about it a little bit. But everybody got in. He brought them 59 white folks over here. And treated them royally. Shit. Okay, let's compare 59,000 to 11 million that Biden opened the doors and just let them over. I guess we're going to do that. The little 59 white folks, guess what they ain't going to be sent to? I think I need to move. What they're not going to be sent to? Black neighborhoods. They're going to be integrated into white neighborhoods and probably get their own little suburb like they had in South Africa. So, am I making sense to y'all now? Or y'all still in denial? Y'all still gonna pick and choose who's racist? It's the weirdest thing. Now I'm gonna get back to them damn riots and all this protest is happening. So, yeah, I was upset about what Trump did there, and I was really pissed, but nobody heard my anger. On my face, nobody heard my anger. Nobody shared the anger when he sent all those literally helpless Haitians back too. And y'all gonna bring up when they saying they was eating cats and dogs. I know y'all can throw that shit up, but you can have that. I don't care. But I'm telling you about when y'all was upset about, and we were all upset about bringing them 59 racist white folks over here from South Africa, and they claim that they're some goddamn victims. But 11 to 15 million illegals let through the border, and they sent them all to the black neighborhood. Damn near 70% of them to the black neighborhoods, and drain all the resources to feed them. But y'all didn't seem to have a problem with that. White liberals had no problem with that. The ones that's out here just beating the drums of that's what he's doing. That's racist, and they didn't get due process. And also to you illegals out there fighting tooth and nail in your little protests. I said, and I have a question. ICE, how come y'all are not out there in these protests? They had one here in Dallas. That would have been a great place to send like at least 500 to 1,000 ICE agents out there out there to that protest. And they're out there in California, but here, when they had their protests here in Dallas, it should have been ICE agents all over the place. God knows a whole lot of them didn't have a green card. And then here's the part that's very interesting that you folks are missing. Isn't it interesting? Now, you escaped El Salvador, you escaped Venezuela, you escaped Honduras, you escaped Mexico to come over here. So that means that if you're coming over here to America, it means that your country wants shit, right? So how come when you say, hey, I'm against deportation, but you're waving the Mexico flag, the Honduras flag, you're waving Venezuelan flag in your protest? That shit is weird. That in itself should garner you a ticket right back. if you're waving the flag of your country over here, if you think your country's so great, why don't you take your tough ass back over there and fight for all the inequalities over there instead of bringing your fuck ass over here? And the first thing you do is line up with these same liberal whites and same conservatives and go against foundational black Americans. Then you got these stupid foundational black Americans trying to defend this. That's the weirdest thing. If your country is so bad, you don't want to go. I mean, you fighting tooth and nails. You fighting the police not to go back, but yet you wave that motherfucking flag over here? Are you kidding me? But I digress. I'm telling you, I see a lot of stuff, but y'all pretend not to see. So that's why I don't take any complaints about what's going on in this current government, and I don't take them seriously. I just can't. Unless y'all gonna raise your voice about what happened to us in the last 4 years in this country, I don't want to hear what you got to say. I really don't. Because if you're going to pretend that Joe Biden's little demented ass was actually running the country, but he knew how to pardon every dirtbag in his fucking administration and in his family 10 years up to... Yeah, so it won't ever be investigated. Get out of here. I can't take y'all seriously, man. So, but we're going to be fair about our critiques on both sides. We're cool. And I want to say this. The motherfuckers keep on saying, you know, Trump is, and I'm not defending, I'm making observations. Trump is a racist. He took out a whole newspaper ad calling for the deaths of these 5 black boys. They weren't all black. There was a couple of them that was brown. I said, okay, right. Bad Trump. Shame on you. But how about a motherfucker that created a whole bill that directly targeted black men? Black families. He wrote a whole bill and got it passed, signed by a whole Democrat now. Got a whole bill that he consorted with racists like George Stennis and what's that old fool that finally died? Oh shit. He was out of South Carolina, the old racist dog, and 2 staunch Jim Crow white men. He consorted with them on how to write the bill, Biden's law. And a Democratic president, Bill Clinton, signed it into law, and the black community, so-called against the hood or whatever, was never the same. You sending folks to jail for 25 and 30 years for this much crack and letting the white boys ship in pounds of cocaine. Come on, man. Y'all, now he's the bad guy. He just wrote a letter about for five dudes. And then y'all won't even look at the case to find out that everybody that persecuted them was Democrat. I can't take you seriously. Yeah, from the DA to the police to all of them. They won't talk about the part, but one of the boys' daddy told him to go in there and say, man, just tell him you did it. But we won't get into that either. What I'm saying, y'all, come on, y'all. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. Point out everything. Point out everybody. If we be so busy pointing, we're going to ignore hell doing the work we're supposed to be doing. And these motherfuckers have the nerve to fight. My thing is, hey, ICE, hey, police, how come y'all not shooting them? How come y'all not hitting them with rubber bullets in the eye like you did some of them black folks in the Black Lives Matter movements and the Black Lives Matter protests? I wasn't a huge fan of that silliness either. But the police had a different reaction to them. And ICE agents are finally being able to jack some of them motherfuckers. But shouldn't a lot of them be shot? Shouldn't a lot of them be at least with rubber bullets? Or what the batons are? Y'all not beating their ass. They're actually illegal. I'm telling you, all this shit is a joke. But I need us to pay attention to us. And y'all better start calling out y'all Democratic candidates, the motherfuckers y'all love. Y'all better start calling them out. They're the ones who are actually doing the most damage to our goddamn communities. You goddamn black politicians, your white liberal politicians. They're the ones that keep the ghetto the ghetto. But of course, it's very easy and convenient. And Republicans, we all know they ain't no innocent nothing. They do want to keep everything white. The goddamn Democratic white folks do too. Go to their neighborhoods. Ain't number white folks in their neighborhoods. In their household, number white folks. But they try to preach this, well, we all multicultural. We're all about inclusive. No, they only, when they talk about inclusion, they talking about gays and trans and every other group other than you. Now, if anybody outside my race gets in there, they call them black women. They don't empower the men in our group. The Democratic Party does not empower black men unless he's a homosexual or he's affiliated with some kind of, organization. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There it is. And if you want to debate me, $300 per question, $150 per follow-up. But other than that, just walk past me or just say, other than that, I don't care what you think. So, I don't understand. And we're actually talking about some damn due process. What you talking about? Yeah, you don't get due process. You're going to take your ass to court, found guilty, and shipped your ass back if you're here illegally. Illegal. And y'all Democratic politicians all on the news and making press conferences protecting them, but they don't never say shit about you on your behalf. And the Constitution, I haven't noticed, now the Democrats, instead of doing any work in these black neighborhoods, they all on TV talking about our democracy. Really? I don't give a shit about democracy. All of a sudden that y'all lost, now democracy is an issue. But when y'all won in 2020, democracy was okay. Get the fuck out of here. But I'm gone. Y'all got me cussing on Sunday morning. Like, share, subscribe. It's your man Rico, the Opinionist. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm gonna go get my day started. I walked and talked. I appreciate y'all for listening. Enjoy your day. Peace, y'all.